Sleep deprivation is no joke, but this guy obviously did not take it seriously at all. A streamer by the name of Norm, quote unquote, broke the world record for the longest amount of time without sleep just the other day. He went over 264 hours without sleeping, all live streamed, basically all of it live streamed. But beyond the health issues that come with this, there's also just a lot more problems with trying this record. The biggest one being that he probably didn't even break any record really at all, and that he did this to himself and probably permanently harmed himself and can't even really technically claim any record breaking whatsoever. And this story and all the studies around it are really intriguing and interesting to me, so I encourage you to stick around. But first, I'm going to show you what this looked like. And just before we start, obviously this should go without saying, but as a disclaimer, do not do this. This video is not me endorsing this behavior or anything like that or promoting it. I'm just giving commentary on a trending situation. It all starts off with Dexerto tweeting out a clip from the stream where they say, a YouTube streamer has stayed awake for over 9 days, attempting to stay up for as long as possible. Viewers are becoming increasingly concerned for the health and safety of the streamer, Norm. And then there's a 20-second clip attached, which I will just play right now.
Oh, verified people in chat, Tiny. We have to read their comments.
And this is basically the entire stream, at least especially past the like 150 hour mark. It's just him, you know, going in and out of being somewhat conscious and having conversations to just falling over himself, obviously, you know, mentally deteriorating. It's definitely just crazy to watch in a morbid sense because you're just like, what the fuck am I looking at? You know, I've never seen something like this visually. I mean, growing up, I was a big fan of, you know, world records, Guinness World Records, Ripley's Believe It or Not, you know, all these kind of things. And I would always read about these things. You know, I'd see them in the books, I'd read about them, I'd see articles about them online. But seeing it visually and also just second by second and also seeing it done just so wildly amateurly is just crazy. You know, it's definitely just a new lens to look at something like this. But that's exactly one of the reasons why this is just not even, you know, meaningful really, at least in terms of records. Now, this entire record as a concept has always intrigued me. I, you know, did a whole bunch of research on this many years ago. And the official Guinness Book of World Records record holder is Randy Gardner, who stayed awake for over 11 days, and it's the 264.4 hours that is referenced at the top right of the clip we just watched right here on screen. It is what this streamer is attempting to beat. However, for a couple of reasons, obviously this won't ever really count for anything officially. One, the record attempt by Gardner, he was monitored the entire time by a health professional. That professional being a sleep researcher from Stanford named Dr. William Dement. And just generally, he was monitored by some classmates of his and a lieutenant commander in the Navy. So it was a lot more official than just some kid in his bedroom and a couple of his buddies. Regardless, something interesting that they were able to expand upon with this whole thing with Randy Gardner was the concept of microsleeps. Now, microsleep is a momentary lapse into sleep that can last for literally just a few seconds. You are actually sleeping technically. You go into a sleep state with your brain. Sleep researchers have already, you know, discovered that this is a thing. And likely even Randy Gardner, who broke this Guinness World Record, was experiencing microsleeps. In fact, GuinnessWorldRecords.com writes, these, which are microsleeps, are impossible to accurately monitor without continuous physiological recording equipment. Even Dr. Dement, who I mentioned earlier, later accepted that Randy Gardner, who was under constant medical supervision, probably experienced microsleeps. So even the world record holder probably had this happen. Realistically, not getting any sleep at all has never really been tracked. You know, this concept has never really happened. We don't really know what it would technically be without experiencing sleep in any capacity, you know, microsleeps included. But if you take out the concept of microsleeps, then yeah, I mean, you know, you can kind of expand that out. But another reason that this record doesn't really have any standing, and it's unfortunate this guy even did this, is because he gave up after the 264 hour mark without any real like professionals around, obviously. But that's not even the highest, you know, unprofessional, ungraded amount of time that someone has gone without sleeping. He didn't even really break that record. Just a few years after Randy Gardner's record was broken, two other people just smashed his record, doubling the time. Someone named Maureen Weston was allegedly awake for almost 450 hours, which is close to 19 entire days. And in the 80s, someone broke the 450 hour stretch with 453 hours and 40 minutes. apparently taking place in a rocking chair marathon. And both of these people did that. And so, of course, both of these obviously probably had microsleeps as well. They probably weren't really staying awake the entire time. But if we're going for, like an unofficial world record, these are, as close as it really gets. These are both on the GuinnessWorldRecords.com website. And yeah, I mean, they're almost twice as much time as Norm was even staying awake. So you got to get with the times, buddy. You're not really up to date. You're not really doing it best. You got about 200 more hours in you if you really want to keep it going. But it's already over now. He went to sleep. But yeah, no, he's not actually broken any records, really, technically. No, in terms of streaming, I mean, this is, obviously some kind of precedent in streaming history, I suppose. He was banned off of YouTube and then he went over to Kick. He was banned off of Kick and then he was pleading Elon Musk to allow him to stream on Twitter. And finally, after trying to find a site to stream on, he was able to go to Rumble and stream on there. And that is where he finished off the final hours of his stream. Of course, this led to tons of people being concerned for his health because this was just blowing up on Twitter. And so I guess people were able to find his docs, find his information, and he had the cops called on him. The cops entered his home about 261 hours into the challenge, just a few hours shy of breaking the record. Quote unquote, of course, not really technically, but you get the point. Here is the police showing up to Norm's house as posted by Dexerto.
Thanks very much. Mr. Good luck.
All right, good luck.
We got this. We got it. Good. Yeah, please be safe.
Yeah.
Enjoy your sleep afterwards.
I'll sleep for a long time, at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, always sleep if something serious happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
For
sure. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You want to see elections? We just got me there.
And basically, yeah, I mean, you can see it on the video. They left. They said good luck. Just get good sleep afterwards, which, I mean, I suppose makes sense. I don't really know what the police would even really be able to do in a situation like this. I don't think you could classify this as any kind of harm towards yourself or anything like that. I mean, I guess technically it is, but I don't know if the police could arrest you for it if you're openly, allowing this happen. I really don't know. I don't think they have any jurisdiction to do anything like that. But people tried, and yeah, I mean, of course, he is fine now. So of course, he did end up breaking the record, quote unquote, on stream. I mean, here's the clip of them breaking the record.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I believe this is his mom in the background. I might be wrong. This might not be her mom, but I know at one point her mom was like coming in concerned about him. But I mean, supportive moms, I guess. W mom, question mark? I don't know. And in response to this, you had a lot of tweets going viral. Of course, one here is posted by Sarah where she says, "Fun fact, after I was awake for so long that I had a psychological break from reality, my doctor told me it would take about 2 years of consistent, healthy sleep to heal the damage it had done to my brain, but I broke my sleep pattern so badly that I still can't sleep normally. I think the longest I was awake without sleeping was about 5 days. But I wasn't keeping track. I would go weeks without sleeping more than an hour a night. Right now, I get a full night's sleep every other night and none the next night. And believe it or not, that's an improvement. Sleep deprivation is no joke. Carrie Fisher once had to be checked into rehab for weeks after being awake for 6 days straight because she started to believe she was in the news stories on TV. It broke my brain for the last few years and led to other health issues. Don't do this. For example, here is my sleep in June and July, and I've been working tirelessly at this. No pun intended. It's so hard to recover your sleep pattern after a period of prolonged extreme sleep deprivation. The last time I was able to fall asleep every single night was March 2023. And then she attaches her, sleep here, where I suppose she's marking that she slept for 12 hours, 5 hours, 6, 1, 11, no sleep. There's periods of 2 days straight with no sleep and then 6 hours. It's definitely just all over the place. She looks like she got a consistent week here, pretty decent week, not horrible. Obviously a lot in one day, but then, breaks the next week. So definitely just all over the place. And Mudahar weighs in, of course, saying, as I was saying earlier, it's going to be tough when he realizes the record is 18 days and not 11. So, I mean, he's technically beating the quote unquote last recognized Guinness World Record, but he's not really following into the protocol. So it's not really, if he was going to do an unprotocol followed record, he should have gone for the 18 days, but Too late for that now. He is sound asleep. Look at him here. He's on screen sleeping. Looks so nice, so peaceful, so quiet. But of course, he couldn't just do a regular sleep stream. He's actually doing a sleep stream with donations, TTS donations on. So not only is he just torturing his brain by staying up for 260 hours, you can now just donate to him during his recovery sleep to just fuck up this sleep even more, I suppose, which is just insane to me. I mean, what are we even doing anymore? But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see how this develops. If he wakes up and, is okay, we'll see. He's probably going to have long-lasting health problems due to this. Of course, don't do this. As I said at the beginning, please do not do this. It's not worth it. It's insane. That's all I really got to say about this. So, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.